Hey, Cheryl Kirchbaum here, and we are going to talk tonight about how to start a conversation with people about life. And so I have my friend Cindy Howard here because she has, through the leading of God, the Holy Spirit, created these beautiful pendants and earrings. Uh, and she's used them to start conversations with people and had some pretty awesome results. And I just feel privileged, Cindy, to know you. It totally was a God thing that you and
That's
I met. And it was a privilege to be with you this past September in Dallas to speak at your event, which was so awesome. You had a great lineup of speakers and you got us all to talk. And I just love that. That's exactly what we need to do.
yes.
Conversation. And we need to change the conversation.
Mhm.
And so this is a great partnership, Cindy and me, uh, in that we both are after the same thing, but going at it in a different way. And that's perfect. So there is a great, beautiful story of you creating the image. Do you think you can tell it to us relatively shortly?
Yes, I can make it very, very quick. It happened by surprise from a bag of clay that I received from my husband on Mother's Day. I said, God, I want to honor you with my art talent. I got this vision of making a plaque of a preborn baby. From there, developed the pendant, which is sterling silver and made in Israel.
Wow. Oh, Israel. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And then the earrings are brand new this year. Like you just
Yes.
released them in September for the first time. And that was a God story. Can you tell that little story quickly?
Um, I happen to be in our downtown area where we have an open market, and there was a man selling his wear, and he had just gone into business. He goes, "Oh, I like your pendant. Would you like a pair of earrings?" I'm like, yes. These are acrylic. They're lightweight.
Yes, they
This
are.
is a silver tone. We also have a gold tone, and we are going to feature walnut wood. And that
Ooh.
will be coming out on November 1st. So I'm real excited about that. And it's not that it's not just that they're beautiful, but people are inquisitive and they go, "What are you wearing?" Well, I refrain from telling them what I'm wearing, and I say, "Well, what do you see?" And that's so important because we want to engage people. That's my whole heart. I love life. I don't like megaphones and beating people over the head. I want to talk heart to heart and open up conversations. And this is exactly what the earrings and the pendant do.
And I love that. And that's exactly what we need to do because I think that so many people would understand that pro lifers are actually full of love and concern about women as well as the babies if they would actually have a conversation with us.
Right.
And this is a great way to start a conversation that is not confrontational
Mhm.
and gets them to open up.
Right.
So, and you have a lot of really cool stories, but I'm
Oh,
hoping that you'll tell us at least one of them.
just one? Okay, I'll tell you just one. And this one, every time I tell it, it touches my heart. And you never know when these conversations are going to open up. And I was outside doing yard work in my grubby gardening clothes. A woman comes by wanting to sell windows to our house. So I listen to her, and then I tell her about the Vita pendant, and she sees the image. She goes, "Oh, babies! Oh, they're so precious. We need to speak for them." And I had to pause inside me, and I said, "Yes, we need to speak for them, but this isn't just for the babies. This is for the women, especially women that may have a hidden secret or a buried grief." And she froze, and her eyes welled up with tears, and she just started to cry. We sat outside on my bench, and she poured out her heart and told me about the abortions that she had had. And I was able to speak into her life and to comfort her and to let her know that God has them and that she is forgiven. And is wholeness, and there can be healing. So that's just one of them. And I've been surprised at how many conversations happen around the issue of women having a regretted choice. And where is the opportunity for them to tell anybody, to share?
Mhm.
Where? And if we keep that inside, any hurts inside, it leads to poison. And God doesn't want that for us. He wants us to be free and to be whole and to be able then to reach out and touch other people.
Yes, yes. And as you're talking, I'm thinking about how broken we are
Mhm.
as a nation, as a world, as
Yeah.
Christians.
Yeah.
So many Christians, Christ followers, have chosen abortion,
Yeah.
and most don't know that post-abortive healing exists.
That's true. They
And
don't, but it is. It does.
yeah, and there are lots of different curricula
Mhm.
available for healing. And healed women, I say this all the time, but healed women don't shout their abortions, right?
Yeah.
And so, and there's definitely a spiritual part of that too, that when we are as a people healed spiritually, we make more godly decisions, and we live in wholeness and in the fullness of what Christ has done for us.
Mhm.
And he didn't go to the cross for just part of us,
Sure.
just part of my body. He went to the cross for my entire body. We're all meant to be completely healed.
And there is nothing anybody has done that there is not complete forgiveness for. Nothing.
Mhm,
And when you taste that forgiveness and that love, you will never be the same.
mhm, right. Now, I just want to be clear, Cindy is not post-abortive herself.
No, I have other issues, but
And she still loves me, which I just love.
of course.
This is just a good example of how women who are post-abortive can be friends with people who are pro-life and are not post-abortive. And so I just want to set that example as well. But this is also a great opportunity to ask people questions. And
Mhm.
so, tell us some of the questions that you ask people when you're talking about your jewelry.
This has been a learning process for me because I just want to share. But it's very important that we ask questions so that we can listen. Um, People want to be heard. So when people say, "Well, what is that?" I'll say, "Well, tell me what you see." And I'll get different answers, and I'll ask more questions. Well, what does that mean to you? Uh, if somebody mentions about a friend of theirs that they're concerned about, and say, "Well, are you aware that there are healing ministries?" Asking questions for not just yes and no questions, but open ended questions as well. Those are just a few to start with.
hmm You also had a good one about asking them if they knew what resources are available to women who are in crisis.
That's true. Um, I do. I said, are you aware of the resources that are available for women that are in crisis? On our website, VitaArt.org, we have a resource tab. And in there, we have a tab that will tell you where you can go for crisis pregnancy centers that help the women emotionally, financially, spiritually, practically. There is a tab that will bring you to resources for women that have a regretted choice. There's a lot of resources there that you can use.
And I love that. Yeah. Yeah. We need to get the word out. People don't even know what resources are available.
It's true.
And people think they don't have a choice. Women, there are a lot of women who think that they don't have a choice.
Right. Or that they're all alone. And that's
Right.
not true. There's so many people that want to reach out and be there.
hmm
And this is not just for people, women with a regretted choice. It's for those that are celebrating life. I have 3 grown sons, and I am so thrilled that I got to be a mom, and I still am a mom. And it's celebrating the gift of life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, so we are going to make sure that you have Cindy's website. Her company is VitaArt. So that you can go take a look at her jewelry and buy it. This is the Christmas season. This is the perfect time to get something for yourself or to put it on your Christmas list and say, please get me earrings or necklace or what or pendant because the
Oh, we have
pin,
pins.
pin.
Pins. We even have a pin for men too, because they need a voice as well.
Yes, exactly. And a great time to give gifts to your other pro-life friends and to talk about how to start conversations using this jewelry. And so I want to encourage you to go out and have conversations with people just every day, wherever you are, out grocery shopping, out at restaurants, at the coffee shop with your friends, wherever it is that you're at.
Digging in your garden.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Sporting events that your kids are involved in, whatever the case may be, that you are able to start up conversations, including in your own church, by the way.
Oh, especially.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we can just get Christians to choose life and celebrate life, we would be so much further ahead. I mean, you just think about how excited God would be if Christians would do things his way. And I go to a pretty big church, and I know from talking to the director of our local pregnancy resource center that there are women in crisis from the church who go to the pregnancy resource center and are abortion vulnerable, as in they are considering it. So, let's not have our head in the sand and think that, oh, Christians are going to choose life. No, women are in crisis, are in crisis, are in crisis.
Right. Yeah. And fear can be absolutely overwhelming. And you can feel paralyzed, even if your convictions are such that you. Many women that have been in that situation, has been tough.
Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid to talk to men too, please. Men are the number one influence on a woman's choice. And many of them also go to church and are supporting abortion, or they're throwing up their hands and saying whatever you want to do, or they don't know what to do because they want to choose life, but they also don't want to feel like they're pressuring a woman. And that's noble. And I totally understand that. But there is also a way for them to talk to women in support.
That's right.
And if we can get men talking to men, that's huge. And certainly us as moms, Cindy's got boys, I've got boys, we need to be teaching our kids these things as well and letting them know that they can come to us when there's a crisis and we will support them and help them through their crisis, right? We expect their phone call or text message or, whatever the case may be. So have your conversations everywhere, including church, including at home.
That's right.
All right. So we will make sure that you get the website. Thank you so much, Cindy, for your time. Really appreciate it. And so excited to be partnered up with you.
I am so honored to be partnered with you, Cheryl. I really am.
It's awesome. She's a great woman. I hope you all get to meet Cindy in person.
Thank you, Cheryl.